about organization influence and the project life cycle. These are the topics that we're going to cover throughout this chapter. We're going to talk about organization influence on the project management, how the project stakeholders and the governance will be there in the project management, what will be their roles, project team, and the project life cycle. So one of the important topic from this chapter is the project life cycle. What are the different types of project life cycles are there? And these things that we're going to cover it. Organization influence, based on the different type of organizational structure, they can influence the project management. And now we need to talk about what are the different types of organizational structures are there. There are basically on high level, there is 3 types on high level. So one is called as a functional, projectized, and that's called as a matrix organization. And within the matrix, there are 3 more types, which is a weak matrix, balanced, and strong matrix. On high level 3, but within a weak matrix, there will be another 3 categories are there, which is called as weak matrix, balanced, and strong matrix. Now, which one is called as a functional? Which one is going to talk called as a projectized? We're going to discuss more on coming slides on those things. But on high level, give you a picture. More functional organization, those if you see the manufacturing company or where they have a business material management, sales and distribution, marketing team, production team. So on their specializations areas are there. Okay, so you find those type of organization become more of functional in the nature, because the people who are working in the finance department in that, they just aware about their knowledge in that department, and they interact to their functional manager on higher management. They don't interact with what's going in the marketing, or if they want to have some data, something, it has to go with the proper channel. Okay, so you find any companies where more they are specialization in their areas, and manufacturing industry or something in the government organization, though more of a functional they are in the nature. Projectized organization, the organization who are basically they are running earning the revenue by doing a project. They do the project for some other clients, and from there they are earning the revenue or getting the revenue. Those are called as a projectized organization. For example, IT companies, they do the projects for some clients. So from there they earn the project. So here the project manager is a whole and sole person who controls the resources, and you want to get it work done. So because by doing a project they are getting a project, the revenue. And another thing is sometimes some IT contractor companies are there. Construction companies are there where they basically build for some other clients. So those are contractors. So they are also become the projectized, because they earn the revenue by doing a project. For example, construction companies, they build a bridge for government, so they earn the revenue from government. They build they're building IT hub or building so from where they are earning the revenue. So those are called as a projectized. Now in between there is a the matrix organization. Matrix is basically
functional
combination of function.
Functional is more of a kind of product organization, right?
Yes, more of a product. Okay. Yes, more of product organization. And even though now those are product organization, they're trying to become with the technological advances, they want to move to the weak matrix. I will give you what is a weak matrix. So they're trying to become a weak and balanced matrix. Normally in the functional organization, the functional manager has more control. They have a high control, and on a projectized organization, project manager have a more control. Like if you see the material management.
I couldn't be able to understand what is exactly functional.
The functional is a product oriented. See, I have the Bharat Bijli is a transformer manufacturing company. Okay, so in this is a functional organization because they have a production planning separate area. Okay. And they have a material management, different area. So they do, different, those are called as a functional manager. within that organization, you have a different functional manager. You have a production planning manager. You have a material management. You have the sales and distribution. So different managers are there. Functional managers are there. Under that, those are called as a functional organization. Their business, this team, those production planning team, the team who are working on the production planning, they don't interact with the finance. It's not a common skill. Skills are different, right? Your material management, the people, their skills are different. The sales and distribution, their skills are different. So those, even the old organization, if you see the old organization, they are more of a functional in the nature. So those are called as functional. Projectized is like those company who gets the revenue or by doing a project. And functional organization, they don't do the project. But do the project, they internally do the project. But they are not someone who do the project for some other company and from where they are earning the revenue. In the functional manager, if you see that more like a material management head, HOD of material management, he have a more power, He has a more business unit. They are business areas. So those are functional organization. IT company, they are not functional organization. They don't have a material management like they production. They have someone that do the project, hire the resources and get it deployed to the particular client. Okay. So those are projectized organization. So now in between the functional and project line, there is a matrix organization comes, and the matrix organization, there are three types are there, which is of a weak, balanced and strong matrix. Now the weak matrix is very similar to the functional. Their nature and the things are very similar to the functional organization. And but functional, the functional organization, they're trying to adopt more. They're trying to become more flexible. Earlier, old days, 20 years back, when those are very rigid, like those are like process oriented. So now, since things have started moving, so they're trying to become more flexible. And this functional organization trying to become weak matrix and balanced matrix, where they can give more power to the project manager to do the projects in their area. Normally, if you see, I have my I have my manufacturing company, which is a transformer manufacturing company. I have it, and I want to do some projects, some small projects. It is not just related to the IT. I want to do any projects. I will assign one people. I will assign, hey, you are a project manager. Take the resources from other team if you need it, but get this work done. But in this case, functional manager have a more power, because he have allocated, he has assigned or chosen one project team, a project manager to get the work done. So I will show you like here there's a scenario. If you see this, okay, we'll come to the diagram. We'll come to one by one. Okay. Here, this project manager is directly reporting to the functional manager itself. Means like because in material management here, there is one guy who have asked, hey, you are at my project and I want to do some enhancement in some new design. So please work with me and if you need any help from other team member, take it and you need to execute it. But this project manager is reporting to the material management department. He is reporting to the head of that. So he is reporting to, so he has a less power. This project manager has a less power because his supervisor is a functional manager. But he is doing it. So in such type of organization also, you do some project, right? You do some project, you need a project manager, you need a team to get the work done. And when I say the project, it's not only IT project. Project can be anything where you have some start date, end date, you want to deliver something. Okay. So we'll be coming to the one by one. So we'll come to this tabular format, after this, going more detail on those things, this comparison. But on a high level, I can say to you that I'm getting my voice back. So is that okay? Hold on. Yeah, now it's good. It's echo was there. So did you put it in the speaker or?
No one is there in the room. I closed.
No. I'm talking about speaker. Did you connected with a headphone or speaker?
Yeah, it's headphones. My fan if there is a running fan, probably that one. So it's human voice or some sort of fan running noise.
Oh, okay. No, I'm talking about my voice. Yes, okay, I will just again uh, disconnect it.
You can go and visit and come back.
Yeah. So I'll just disconnect it and again connect it. Okay.
Okay.
You connected from this from headphone, right? Not from the laptop speaker. That's what I'm checking.
No, I have a phone.
Okay. I think. Okay, fine, good. Let me disconnect it. Thanks. Can you see my voice? Can you hear my voice?
Yeah, I can hear your voice.
Perfect. That's good. I just wanted to confirm. Good. So we're talking about the organization experience, and this is a chart. So what will the project manager authorities and who will be responsible for resource availability if I want to do the projects in these organization in such type of organization. So normally this project manager have a less authority or little none in the functional organization because he report to the functional manager itself. So he don't have much authority on the functional manager is take much of the decision on the project. Getting a resources done in this project in such type of organization is resources, getting the work allocated and taken care by the functional people, functional manager, who manages the project budget. Functional manager manages the project budget. Project manager role is part time. It's just a part time do this stuff, and project manager staff is a part time. But slowly things will keep on increasing. Like here, the project manager authority increases. It's low instead of none. It's low, and he has something. He can say something. Hey, I need this type of resources. I need that type of resources. He can request them. Okay, and that is where the functional manager can look into that. So that's how the slowly increases. So the weak matrix are very similar to the functional matrix in the nature, and almost similar like that. Resource availability, low. Resources will be taken care by the functional people. Who manages the project budget? Again, the functional manager is responsible for managing the budget. How much money is needed for getting the work done? Roles of the project manager again is a part-time. So most of the functional manager weak matrix nature is almost same. Then you have a balance matrix. Balance matrix, the benefit is that in managing the project budget or any decision, it is lies, both. Like functional manager and a project manager, they have same power, same authority. So at least that's why every good company, if they are of functional in the nature, they are of business specialization, they have some specialization on production or manufacturing, they're trying to become a balanced matrix because it gives the project manager more control on getting the project done. So they're trying to become a weak and balanced matrix instead of being a pure functional in the nature. So that it gives you, this is a more of a mature, it comes to the better maturity. And normally in US, if you feel that these retail companies are Walmart and different Targets are there, and even the Apple organizations are there. They are what they do. They sell the product right in the market. They design it, develop, and then sell. They manufacture it, and that product is there. But manufacturing they outsource to some other client. But at the end, their job is to manufacture and sell it. So they are also in the specialization. They have their specialization, sales and team, production planning, material management. But they have their own project team also to handle it. So they have become more of a balanced matrix and strong matrix organization where project manager have some say, something they can say, hey, I need this much budget to get the work done. I need this type of resources, and they will be reporting to their own CTOs and CIOs, means chief technical officers and director. They have their own, the project manager, they have their own hierarchy. And you will find in such organization, you will find that every organization now, if you see, there is a separate IT departments are there where, they are responsible for doing some projects for other organizations. Now they're trying to become more, the balanced type of organization. So that is a balanced type of nature is there. So we'll come to this the document again. So let's talk about let's go over the one by one.
No,
And
one question. What is the resource availability?
A resource availability in the sense like getting the resources. Who is responsible for getting the resources in the project? Who will be responsible to take care of it? Or who will be handling the resources? So that's the resource availability. See, the resource is just not a human resources. It's just not a human. It's like getting equipment, human resources, everybody.
Okay, it's more.
Is it clear?
The engineering resources, right? The project resources.
Yeah. Project. No, it's a project risk. For that, within that project, who will be responsible to get the the resources? So if it is so for example, let's take an example. You have one, working on new projects where you need few resources for that project. You need 5 people, human and equipment, some tools and some software, some hardware, something. Those resources are needed. Who will be responsible for providing those resources? I need to hire it, or I need to get it from their side. Who will allocate them? That's a resource availability. That's called a resource availability. Who will be responsible for doing this?
Not the people, right?
It's a resource availability, both human and non-human, both.
Okay, fine.
And it doesn't talk about human resource. It talks about resource availability. So it's like a human and non-human both, hardware, software, human, everything. Okay, so because if I do the project, I need both, right? I need the people, I need equipment also, right?
Okay, you mean the functional managers are the one who are the technical in nature. Project manager is more of the PMO office.
Yes.
Okay, fine. So kind of engineering manager versus the project manager.
Yeah. Engineering managers, I can say they are more of functional in the nature. They have their engineering background, but in that within that you will have some projects which they wanted to execute it. You may have few projects, small project, big project. So they can have. Yeah, exactly. Right. Okay, so I was talking about the functional organization. So we'll take a little bit on a graphical way you can understand it. So you may have in the functional organization, you'll have a different department. For that you'll have a separate managers, or maybe I can say the vice president or director. So we are considering as a functional manager. Okay, so they are directly reporting to the chief executive, means because they are head of their own department, and if any resources, any communication needs to be flow from one department to another, it has to go from this hierarchy. Means they can't directly get it done here, and so it has to go with the proper channel. So that type of organizational structure you find it, and a functional organization made up of the units or division based on the type of their business and their associated responsibilities. So the organization grouped by the area of specialization within the functional areas: accounting, marketing, manufacturing, engineering. So area of specialization, they have grouped it into that. What are the key characters you find? They have a clear reporting hierarchy. Yes, who knows to whom I need to report? Very, very much clear. Skills are very specific to the staff in the department, like material management or engineering areas who will be working on that. Here, their skills are very specific to their department. Communication between the department flows from the functional manager. If any communication flows from the here to here, it has to go from the functional manager, or there's a project manager may be known as a project coordinator or team leader. Project manager here work as a project coordinator, because he reports to the functional manager. And his job is to part-time work on his own department as well as support the project activities also. So they are of a part-time in the nature, and project team are specific to the department. So that's the project team. They will be working there to their department. So that's why if you see the diagram, like a project manager, it's like reporting to the functional manager. His project manager is on a receiver end, and the functional manager is on a sender. Like he has to say something. organizational structure which is a projectized. So the one is the functional, another is the projectized. Then we're going to talk about the matrix. Okay. So the projectized organization where if you see here, the project managers are there. Okay. On a bigger, I'm talking about this example is more of construction companies. Okay, where they do the projects for they're building a IT hub. In particular area. So you have one big project managers will be there, and who will be under which there will be, the lot of people are working, lot of teams are working, and from that they are getting a revenue, and they will be reporting to their higher management. So if that such type of things are there. Now in IT company we have divided, given more hierarchy. We have created a project team where the 10 people are there. So it's still there on the revenue, right? At the end, they report to their higher management. But this example talk about they are directly, reporting to chief executive. It doesn't mean that there will be much better hierarchy. There will be project program manager portfolio than reporting the chief executive. But the concept is those company who earns the revenue by doing a project, these are called as a projectized organization. Why? Because project manager control the resources. Here in the functional manager have the control, like he have to say what needs to be the what type of resources I need it. But here the project manager control it. He wanted which type of resources he needed and what type of skills, what are tools are needed. That is what they are looking at. So the project manager have a more control or full control on the project. So in the projectized organization, you say the project manager is a boss in particular project. He has a full control on the project. What other team will be working under him, they will report to this project manager. And the project manager will be reporting to somebody else, but all the team members who will be working under him, they will be reporting to the project manager. They will be not reporting to any other project manager. So this is how it will.
In weak matrix structure, the functional manager is more powerful than the project.
Yes. I'm coming to that diagram. I will come to that diagram. So it will give you the much better picture. Okay. So organizational structure and whatever the key characters you have, PM has a full control on the project. Yes. You find that some administrative staff will be working on a project to support, like you find some HR or some people who will be full-time working on a project, or sometimes partial they are working. But if it is a big project, if you see that like engineering project like oil exploration project or building one factory for any client, so it's a big project. You'll find that you have a specific HR department, a specific 1 or 2 people HR, they are working permanently for that project. You find 1 or 2 people finance, they are handling it. If it is a big project, if it is a small project, the people resources you get administrative staff, they share with multiple projects. Okay. PM works full time. Here in the project organization, they don't work as on part time. They work full time on the project. They're full time dedicated. And even the team, they also work on full time on the project. And the loyalties are formed towards the project. So they are dedicated towards the project. So they work for that. Not to the functional manager, because the functional manager is not there in the picture. So their loyalties are towards the project and project manager.
So it's kind of it is best suits to the service organization, right? Like
yes, to the service organization, exactly. They're supporting to giving the clients and giving services to the clients, right?
Don't care.
And even though not a service, even though this construction company, they more of a manufacturing, not a manufacturing. There's a construction, but they do the project for some clients. So that's also they're providing a services to the clients. So they also fall on the service umbrella. Yeah.
Okay. Once they move from the project, let's say Infi or Wipro, they go back to the bench, right? And then project management doesn't care if nobody picks up from the bench.
So that's why they have created a resource management group. Yeah.
Yeah, since the resource management group is not taking care of the resource, right? It's all
but the thing is that when the resources being allocated to that project, whole duration is the responsibility of project manager. They will be reporting to the project manager itself. They will not reporting to the resource management group or anything. Once they are allocated to the project, and obviously project has ended. At the end, the project will get over sometime, right? So they have to
The
move to
resource
another
management
project.
is not about, I mean, the resource manager is not about, taking care of the people, right? It's all
Yes.
about utilizing the your resource and getting the money out of the resource.
Yeah,
Right.
it's a
Line
resource
management,
manager. That's why they come picture in there. That's why the resource
if you
management
talk
come in the
about line
picture.
management, they will take care of the resource, right?
Yes.
What is problem with the man? They need training, what training he needs, what coaching he needs. They identify and then they will give the trainings. Resource manager, whatever you want. If I can't use it, throw away. That's it.
Yeah, that is how it's been working in the real life. You see that, like, company hires in the mass level, they put in a training, they put in on the bench, and they're trying to put in put in the multiple projects. With the clients, the resources clear the interview. So, but the pooling and training and all those things, that's why you have a resource management group, separate group, to take care of the resources so that they can be allocated to the multiple projects. So their job is to just manage the resources and put it in the multiple projects. Once the resources are assigned to the project,
Okay.
so once resources are assigned to the project, then he will be the resources going to work for a project and full-time reporting to the project manager. He will be not reporting to the resource management until he got released or he is supposed to be released.
Okay. So I understand this concept. In services, in Indian services, one person will work on multiple projects. I mean, that means one client is Intel, one client is Qualcomm. Is it possible like that is also, right?
Yeah, it works, right? Sometimes they need to handle it. Yeah, they work it. So see, it doesn't come, but 90% if you see that resources, not you'll find that they work full time on the project. Like 10% you find few resources who will be working part time because of the technological, the resource. You don't find such resource in the market who can work on full time a project. So you'll find the part time resources who will support it. Or sometimes due to the budget constraint also, you try to use that part time. So, but if you see that not all the the team members are part time and they're working part time, but you find 10 to 15%. Sorry. So, so we consider, we handle. This is the way we manage the project, right? We do some, we manage it. But what PMA is saying. Who are working on projectized, they are working full time on the project. But project manager works full time. He will not work on part time. Okay. Yeah. So we do the changes. Sometimes we do the changes that we assign a project manager to work on multiple stuff also. Okay. We do that.
To the client about multiple projects, a person working in multiple projects, do they expose to the client?
Sorry, I missed that question.
For example, if a person is ignorant, if the person is working on multiple projects, let's say a person X is working on project A and B, do the client of A and B knows he is working in project B and also project A?
That's fine, right? Until
or they will hide it.
Normally, I think it's better is to inform the client. Don't hide it. It's always better to inform the client, hey, this resource is a very critical resource and we don't have a resource in the market. If you wanted this work done, I have to take him a part-time only. I can't take it full-time because he's working on it. So based on the project criticality, based on the scenarios, client agrees. Client never says, client care about the work done on time with the, that is more important. Until it's a time and material. Until it's a time and material, you are asking for 8 hours and he has to work. So in that case, client will say no. But when it is like some client says, hey, this is my task and you should complete it within 6 months, whatever you need, hire 10 resources or 2 resources, I don't care about it. I will give you the 10 million. I will want this work needs to be done in 6 months and this is my scope. So it's a project manager. Now the project manager get it in the part-time, full-time is the responsibility of project manager.
Okay, right, I got it.
So it's based on the scenario to scenario, things changes. Good. So we have, we're talking about 3 types of the matrix, and which is the weak, balanced, and strong. Strong matrix is very similar to the projectized. Weak matrix is very similar to the functional. And the balance is a mixture of both, like functional, so that is how it is. And I will give you then this diagram, which give you the much better picture how this look like. Now, if you see this, the project manager is there. He will be working on particular department. He is reporting to the functional manager. So his supervisor is the functional manager. So he works as a part-time, and because he works specifically on a department, but meantime he's handling some extra project activities also. So he works as a project coordinator, not as a project manager, because he works as a part-time and he just coordinates it because he have a less authority, have a less power on resources and all those things. So in such scenario, they are called as a project coordinator. Okay. This is such a thing. So this is a weak matrix, very similar to the functional organization. And if you see the balance matrix, where it's a similar diagram, but here the project manager, still the project manager report to the functional manager, but in this case, project manager has some more control, more power, and have a more control and more power on handling the resources or handling the budget. And they have a that's why it comes to the balance matrix. Like any project decision needs to be taken care by, needs to be discussed and taken by both functional and project manager mutually. It is not one decision. It is not like a functional manager take a decision and just put it on the project manager. Hey, you have to do in this way. That's not a case. Okay, and here the project manager, sometimes you find some time accountability issues, because suppose this project manager, now he has a more control, right? He can control on the resources. He can ask these resources, this needs to be done. And in the meantime, these resources is also belong to some other areas. So sometimes time conflicting issues comes on the resource allocations, and in this way they mutually have to discuss in assign it properly. It is not like everybody can put their decisions on other. Okay, so this is that's why they are a project coordinator. Why they are project coordinator? Because they work as a part-time here. Okay, in this balance matrix also, because they are reporting to the functional manager. But in the strong matrix, here the project manager, they have created their separate hierarchy itself. We have a managers of the project. So that's why if you see the IT department, where in any company, if you see nowadays, they have their separate IT department where they have their chief technical officer, design officer. They have a few project managers to handle those IT projects internally. So they are reporting. These managers will be reporting their own. They will be not reporting to any functional manager. They will be reporting their IT director or CTOs to whom they will be reporting. And those managers, if they want to implement some small project for their material management, they want to implement some new rollout application or web, anything they want to do it. So for that, they may need a resources for them. But here the project manager works full time and has a full control on the resources working under him. So this is a strong matrix. And nowadays, especially if you see the US-based company, they're trying to become a strong matrix or balanced matrix. So they're trying to become more strong matrix where, like, IT manager, they do the projects and for a specific department, but he have a full control. He don't just directly report to the functional manager itself. He have their own hierarchy. So strong matrix is a much better way of handling the projects, and this is how the strong matrix look like. And strong matrix is very similar to the projectized organization, which we have discussed. Yeah. Okay.
Can you go back to the previous slide, please?
Yes.
No, that one more slide, right? Probably balanced matrix.
Yeah. Here, if you see, the project manager is reporting to the functional manager. They don't have they belong to some functional department, and for that they are doing a project, and so they are a project part-time. They will be working, not a full-time. So and they are called as a project coordinator also. Okay. So good. So but here, if you see, there's a separate hierarchy has been created for the project manager itself, and they will be reporting. They will not reporting this function manager. So that now they have more power, more control. Like now they control the resources there.
This is the problem in Intel. They have project managers, they have master managers, and both are fighting each other.
So it is just like within an organization, how do you mutually understand and get the work done? That is the organization trying to become more strong and more much, but sometimes these things happen, that's every organization you'll find with such problems. And the job is to higher management to know about it and try to find give the right direction. So I hope they will be working on it somewhere. Maybe you will not be unaware about it. They will be working somewhere internally.
Right. Okay. Now some teams are strong matrix, some team are balanced matrix. No.
In your organization,
Yeah. The previous team I worked, they are more of a strong matrix. The current team which I'm working, now they are more of balanced matrix. That means director, under the director there is two managers. They are also technical managers. The two managers are managing all the resources, and then there is a functional manager.
The company is trying to adopt there. There is no some category has been given. Okay, this is only strong matrix. They are following it. Company is trying to adopt. See, previously the companies were functional in the nature. Now they're trying to become more weak and balanced by changing their business process, by changing their hierarchy, reporting channel. So they're trying to become balanced and strong matrix. So they're trying to adopt there. Okay. So that is how it is being, there. So they're trying to adopt. It doesn't mean that one is strong matrix. Doesn't mean they're trying to adopt so that they can become good in that. They can become strong also. I think your Intel will be earlier is a weak matrix or functional in the nature earlier also maybe. Because they are changing their process, they are changing hierarchy, and they are trying to become much matured. So that is that's why you're saying the balanced matrix and the strong matrix. It's just because the people are reporting there. In future,
strong matrix is always better, right?
So from project perspective, it's good. From project management perspective, it is good. It's recommended. So that's good. If you see this comparison and when the project management, so we can't say like this is really good, which fits to that organization at that moment of time, and which makes the things work. That is something good for that. Okay, so but it is based on which organization, where the more powers, where the project manager need more power and authority. In that case, projectized organization or strong matrix is really good, where the project manager need more control on the resources, work, budget, and all those things. So, there's none of them is like a bad or good. It is like which organization fits their business process, their scenarios. Okay. But you'll see that like there will be the slightly balanced and strong is, good in, good in the, what you can say, handling the process. So that is what, from the project management perspective. Now, if you see the comparison of the matrix structure, which organization, what the PMO role will be there. And so if you see that, I was talking about like a weak matrix, the PM role is a project coordinator or some project leader, like a project balance matrix, project manager. Yeah, I think I missed that. It was a balance matrix, not a project coordinator, a project manager. Yeah, sorry, I missed that. I think this diagram is on this missed out. Yeah, it was been. Yeah, balance matrix is it's a full time. We're working on the full time on that. So the balance matrix is a full time. Okay. So weak matrix. Let's come to this diagram. So the balance matrix work as whenever the full time is a project manager, strong matrix obviously project manager. The weak matrix, the focus split between the project and functional work because is working on a part time. In balance matrix, focus on the project work. Authority will be minimum, here balance, here complete, here part-time, full-time, here functional manager. They will be reporting to the functional manager. In balance matrix, they report to the functional manager, but they share the responsibility. They share the power, Here the manager of the project. So this is what the comparison slide will for matrix organization. Then there is one more comes organization which is called as a composite. This is not first. This is sometimes when we create special projects and for that we make some, for example, like a GST. In Indian government, they wanted to implement a GST. So for that, they need people from the different departments. They form their committees, and there's a different team they build it for implementing GST across all the department, all areas. So it's like a composite, because they take the talent from the different organization, different department, and build one team, and they are focused on that, get work done. After that work is done, they will get released to their own team. So that's like this is a composite, I can say the composite organization in that scenario. But there is no separate such thing. It comes within the organization itself. So like a special project is created that consists of the talent from the many different departments. And such project teams report directly to the project manager and will work on high priority project on its duration. So whatever the project work has been assigned, it will work on that duration. And after maybe that project is done, they'll get released and they move out of that. Okay. So this is of the organization structures we talk about it. So on a high level you find the functional, then you have a projectized. In between there's a matrix, balance, weak, balance, and strong. And then there's a composite organization comes in the 6 model, which which is like you want to create a special project, and for that you need a team, and so that's like that's another things are there. So another thing is like what is the relationship between the projects? You will find it, and in the different phases, during the different phases, what type of relationship will be there? One is called as sequential relationships, another is called as overlapping relationships. Sequential relationships is like once one activity is done, then you start another activities like one by one. For one of the example, like clean up the hazardous waste side. Like you want to clean up the hazardous waste side, so there is you divide it into the 3 phases. One is the facility decommissioning. Wherever is there, just decommission that one. That's first thing. Then remove the waste removal. That's the second phase. And then landscaping, because the big project was there. So for facility decommissioning itself, they created small projects. They created a planning. They created how I can decommission this thing. What will be the resources I need? What are the equipment? So there is there's one project got run in this. So this is a facility decommissioning done. After that has been done, then next phase started. For that small project they created. Maybe facility decommissioning, they have done it in 2 weeks. They taken a break. Once the budget comes, they started the next phase. So these are the activities they are doing in sequential, one step at a time. Okay. But on a bigger picture, there's one task was there which divided into the smaller phases. This is called sequential relationship. Then there's called as overlapping relationship. Overlapping where one activity is still not be finished fully, but you started another one. This one is like building a new factory, right? Design phase is still not completed. 80% is completed. You started the construction phase like a foundation. 80% is done, and you started now that this has been finalized. You started building a foundation. So in this there is an overlapping. The benefit of overlapping, like you are able to save time, utilize the resources properly. So it's good. So you are able to get the work done a little bit early. So but everywhere you can't apply overlapping, so it has some constraints, then you have to go with sequential. So this is the relation. These are 2 types of relationships you will find it. Okay. And one of the topic that that's a project life cycle, very important. So in the project life cycle,
go back to the previous slide. I understand that. Overlapping relationship. How it possible? Design phase and then implementation phase?
No. It's obviously, see in the construction phase, right? In the construction project.
Okay.
In the construction project, right? Obviously, nobody waiting for 100% design freeze and then start a foundation. If my design is 80% freeze it and 20% is a finishing touch or something final thing, that I can start my the concept building a foundation, right? Based on the 80%. For example, here if you see in our real-time project also, we don't want everything gets finalized, everything, then you start a work. Sometimes 70-80%, then we started designing, technical designing, building a draft document, or then you started some coding, small prototype. You started doing it parallelly, right? You don't wait it, everything is designed and completed, and then you start it. You don't do it because that's called as overlapping, right?
Yeah.
That is it gives you the benefit. It gives you the benefit like you can save the time, you can utilize the resources much better way. And that's a benefit of the overlapping. And everywhere overlapping does not apply everywhere. You can't, sometimes you can't do it on overlapping. Then you go with the sequential. It happens. Some scenarios you'll find it. Okay, like here, I can't do the, I have to remove to the facility. Here I can also do it. I can one time facility decommissioning is I can possibly doing. Meantime I will be removing the materials. And meantime, I can doing the landscaping for those cleaning. I can do it. This is one of the example I'm saying. Sometime I decided about going with the phases wise. I will do this way. If I want to do in the overlapping, I need to do this way. Based on which one is good at that moment of time, I will take a decision. Okay, which one is good for that at that scenario. Good. Any question on that?
No.
Perfect. Good. So the project life cycle. So basically, every project, which is a big or small project, it has to go with these cycles. With these cycles are like a feasibility, analysis, design, and implementation. If you see any project like a construction, a real estate, or IT project, you do these things, right? You do the first thing, feasibility analysis. Like why you need this project? If somebody asks you, hey, I want to develop. You do you first thing before they are building, so some feasibility analysis needs to be done. If you feel that this can be feasible, we can do it, then you analyze it, those data that you have gathered first time, and based on that you design something. Once design is done, then you implement it. So it is like any small or big project, they follow this process. Okay, like initiation, planning, execution, monitoring, and controlling, and closing. So that is how the things will look like. So this is called as your project life cycle, where you see that, okay, it goes through these phases. Okay, now let's talk about a construction project. Like if my company tells, hey, we wanted to build one IT hub mall in this, Whitefield. Okay. And or maybe some mall they want to introduce it. So that's their planning. Now they have to do the feasibility. Is that can be possible there? If I do it, will I get benefit of that or not? Is that the customers are there? So that they do the background and all those study they do it. Based on that, they analyze those data. Analyzing that, okay, it can be done. They will design based on that requirement and they will implement it. That's called as a life cycle. Now, I will be coming out of the different types of the life cycles are there, but how this cost and staffing changes in the life cycle. During analysis phase, how many people will be working? Design phase, how many people are working? During implementation, so how the cost and staffing changes during this life cycle. If you see this diagram, if you see that like at the starting of the you may need less people to do the analysis. You don't need much people. You need subject matter. You need good people, but you need less people to do this. So at initially you have a less number of people working on that task, and then things good. So you started designing, you started planning. You need more people, more resources. During its interest in the execution phase, you keep on hiring resources to get the work done for what has been designed. So you reach to some saturation level, like 500 people are working over a period of 3 months to get the work done. So you reach to that, and as soon as the work started completing it, you started delivering it. Then slowly you started releasing the resources one by one based on the completion, and at the end, slowly after you release all the resources project. So this is how the cost keep on, and initially cost will be less, slowly increases, that slowly increases, slowly it decreases. So how this is a cost and staffing level, works in this project life cycle. This is how this diagram or this way this flow it works actually. There's one more, that variable that we'll see how this stakeholder influence and the risk and uncertainty changes in the project life cycle. So if you see at the starting of the project, stakeholder, like those who are they're like a business sponsor, they can influence the project design. They have much influence on the project. Okay, they have started because that is what they are working on it initially. But slowly as the project started decreasing, their influence keep on decreasing because they starting seeing the output, they starting seeing the team is working there. Their influence started decreasing. At the end of the time, they will find some product, right? So the risk will start reducing it. Uncertainty becomes certainty. Means whatever they have thought it in the mind, now it is at least in getting in the output. So uncertainty becomes certainty. But the problem is here it will keep on, from starting it will be high, but slowly it keep on decreasing over a period of time. But here, cost of changes is at the starting. If I'm starting my project or early, if any changes I want to do it, I'm okay with that. Cost of changes will be less. But as soon as the project started completion or the cost of changes will be very high. If I reach to at this stage, if somebody asks, hey, we want to change the design or something, that's a very difficult to do it. But starting here, I'm able to manage it because if I'm starting it, I can take care of it. Okay, so the cost of changes slowly increases over a period of time. But here, and as the project is almost completed, so there the cost of changes will be very high. Here it's slowly, the stakeholder influence will be very high, but slowly it keep on decreasing. This is the the diagram that we are seeing, how this impact will be there in the project life. Good. Project life cycle types. There are 3 types of project life cycles are there: project predictive life cycle, iterative, incremental, and the adaptive life cycle. Let's talk about what is a predictive life cycle. Predictive life cycle is more of a waterfall methodology. We know what is the next step needs to be done. Right? So that's we can predict what is the next step. Like in construction project, we know, right? We have to do first thing feasibility, then analysis. We have to design some technical design and floor plan, everything get ready. Then the foundation will start working it, right? Then you build a foundation, first slab, second. So we know that what are the next step needs to be done. That's a predictive. You can predict it, those things. Like especially in IT projects, we know what needs to be done. Like you design it, then you code it, code and build it, then you implement it, and then you reuse and maintain. And this is the predictive life cycle. It's more of waterfall methodology. Iterative and incremental life cycle. This is a different. Now the iterative is when you're trying to do any work in the iterative fashion. When I say the iterative fashion, in the sense, suppose you take 1 or 2 weeks, you do something, and then next week you may be fixing a previous iterative or maybe taking new requirement. So you take one big requirement and you try to complete into the multiple iterative way. So that's called iterative life cycle. Okay. So you may, and incremental life cycle is something like in one increment. Sorry,
I didn't understand properly.
Okay. I'm coming to that. Okay. So the iterative is like suppose, for example, I have given a requirements to build this what you can say Android app for one of the e-commerce app, e-commerce website. So what I'm going to do it, I don't have a much clear picture. Maybe I'm building first time and nobody have till now they have thought about it. So what I do it, I will take one set of requirement like building the first home page or something like that. Okay. So in that case, maybe in first 1 week or I will build something. I've taken one iterative, one requirement, I will build something. And then I will, show to this my business sponsor, hey, is this something that you're looking at or do you want some changes? So no, I need something here or add this requirement, add this one. So in next iterative fashion, again, those changes I'll fix it or add it new. So overall project, I will do in small iteration. One iteration, 1 week or 2 weeks, then next week another 2 weeks. So maybe after 1 month or after 4 months, I will do minimum, I can say 10 iteration. I will give it to them and final output will be after 10 iteration. So that's called as we are executing in the cycle wise. Means if you see this diagram, you plan your projects, then you develop something and test it, take a feedback, again, next phase, again do the changes or bug fix it, do the bug fixing, take a new requirement, complete, again show to them, take their feedback, and so that next phase, next iterative, you can add it. So this is like you're doing in the cycle, not like you're taking a big project for 6 months, not something you decided, hey, I will take this, I will complete in 6 months. But here, your whole project duration, you want to do it smaller, and take their feedback and do the changes. You get my point? That's called iterative.
Yeah, I got it.
Incremental life cycle is something like I've taken one requirement and, it's like more of enhancement. In first, the phase or first build, I can say, I've taken some requirement, design, code and install it, done. Or maybe next phase after 2 months or 6 months, I will start another enhancement. So this is of incremental life. So you keep on adding new features in that. So today I've just built one feature, I will add, so it's incremental in the nature. Good. So is that did you understand that?
Yeah, but there is a little difference. It's very minor difference between iterative and incremental.
Yeah, that's a minor difference. Minor difference is here in the incremental, at least every incremental you have some output which can be is useful and is being working on it. Okay, but in iterative, maybe in first iteration it doesn't mean that you will get a final output which user can use it. Maybe after 10 iterations you will get a final output. You get my point?
Yeah.
In incremental, maybe the first build you will get in every build you will get some output which user can use it. In iterative, it doesn't mean that the first iteration you will get a output. You maybe after 10 iteration you will get some output which user can use it. This is the the difference is that.
Okay, got it.
Good. So adaptive life cycle. Have you heard about nowadays agile methodology or have you heard about it?
Yeah, it's a big noise, right? Agile.
There's nothing. Yeah, some people.
We use Kanban also. China teams use Kanban. I don't know what is Kanban. Seems like some sort of derivative of Agile, right?
There's a Kanban is there, Scrum is there, Extreme is there. So different. They're part of Agile.
Yeah.
Agile is one concept. What is the basic concept of Agile? Is like try to complete the requirements which is in high priority. Try to do it that one first, okay, and deliver it. That's what they're looking at. So they're trying to break down whole requirement to the smaller user stories, and there is a sprint is there. Sprint is actually which is like and the sprint is there. Product backlog is there. So product backlog is a list of the requirements or list of the user stories, okay, and the sprint is like they will take like 1 month. How many user stories can be taken, can be built it, can be tested, and can be went for go live. Okay, so then they will start another sprint. So that is how, and in one sprint, their job is to take high priority requirements first. That's the most important thing. Okay, that is how so they will in the first 1 month, they take in the 10 user stories, 10 requirements, they build it, given to the, they went for go live testing, go live and gone for production also. User can use it and they can, they can use that product from there itself. And if they want any, any bug fixes, any improvement, it has to go with the next sprint or take a new requirement again. So there is 100 requirement in the first sprint, 10 requirement, second sprint, 20 requirement, third sprint, 30 requirement. So means you take this requirement, deliver it. This is how the works. And Agile is more of like a change driven. They can, they are not rigid they are not rigid to do the changes. They are okay with that. You ask in first thing you given that customer want to do some changes and you want to change. Okay, no, I think this functionality maybe is not the way. I need some more things or remove this thing or add something. So you are ready to accept new changes. That is how the Agile works. So it's called a change driven. So that is how the works there, and it is more of, that's why it is called a more of adopting the nature. You adopt it based on the situation. You change it and adopt it, and this is a more change agile project is more feasible for smaller team. 9 to 10 people should be working on that team. It's not for big projects. Okay. If it is a big project, they have to divide into the small projects. Then they can do it. Otherwise, this agile is for, mostly for an IT team or, development team, where small teams are there. They are using this thing. Why? Because business changing out nowadays. Initially, the business don't have any clarity how niche, what product they want to build. They have something in the mind, so they will explain to the team, hey, can you build something? They build something. They will do changes, then again do the changes. So that is how it works. Okay, the adoptive life cycle. And here the stakeholder involvement is very high. Like you involve the stakeholder, and the business sponsor or customer on a regular basis and taking their feedback. So if you see like define a problem, so you create small design, you build it, deploy and release one. Then you again did the release 2, release 3, release 4, release 5 like this. Is this clear?
Yeah, so basically it's kind of agile technology, right? Agile technology, right? Take high priority, do it, and then next iteration take another 10. There is any bugs come, do it in the next iteration.
Yeah.
So keeps on doing like this.
Yeah, till the requirement is finished. So what has been specified in the product backlog. Yeah, or till the reach to.
Kind of, accept that user changes or customer request, and then work on that, right?
Yeah, right.
Okay.
Good. So perfect. So any question on this?
No.
Perfect. Great. So we'll go to the slightly on a.
Can you go back? I mean, adaptive is more of adaptive is
a preferred when the requirement scopes are difficult to define in the advance, and like you don't have full requirement in there, but that's why like a lot of changes are coming, right? So when you are not aware about how full things look like, so you have initially taken some requirement, break down the user stories, and slowly you build it, you show to the stakeholder or the customer, they'll ask, oh, can you add this feature also? Means they are not clear what full requirement at one shot itself. But in waterfall methodology, all the requirement needs to be finalized at initial itself. You get my point?
I got it.
Okay, that's means you're adopting based on the scenarios. Good. So this is how it should be. Let's go to the high level this overview, and we talk about organizational structure, different types of there. We have spent more time on that, which is good. We talk about functional, we talk about projectized, and in matrix 3 types, weak balance matrix. So what are the comparisons are there? And we talk about relationship sequence and over what is phases of the life cycle, feasibility analysis, design, and small big project. Everybody goes through this cycle, and how the costing and staffing changes, how the stakeholder influences changes or cost of changes. Cost of changes is initially less, but slowly it increases. And what are the different types of there? Predictive, iterative, incremental, adaptive. Predictive is more of a waterfall, iterative and incremental. If you do in the iterative fashion or do in the incremental fashion. Adaptive more of agile, or that's what we have covered till now. Yeah, that's it from this topic.
I think I missed predictive. Can I go to predictive life? Okay, fine. Normal. Okay, fine.
So waterfall. You know what is the next step. Predict. You can predict what is the next step. Right? Yeah. You know that after system analysis, you do the system design. Then you do the coding and testing. Then you implement. Then you go for support. Right? You predict it. Right? Here, this is a waterfall methodology. This is more of a waterfall methodology.
Okay.
Good. So let's take this question and very careful. Read it careful. Then you are the project manager of XYZ consultant. Project team members are from the finance and HR department.
Can I go
project
to
team?
Still, it's not been updated in my system. Yeah, now it's showing.
Okay. Is your turn? Can you see the question now?
No.
Just a second. I think I moved. Okay.
Yeah, now
can you see that?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Now it's your turn, so you have to answer now. So,
sure.
You are the project manager of XYZ consultant. project team members are from the finance and HR department. You have a team member, they are from the different department, and you are the project managers for this thing. Team members report to the finance and HR manager. They are reporting, team members are there reporting to their own department also. And you are handling such type of projects also. Okay. You have a limited control over them. You don't have much control on the resources. Try to understand where it is going. Okay. What type of organization structure does XYZ consultant belong? Is this matrix, projectized, functional, or none of these? Which one is this?
It's a matrix.
How it can be the matrix?
How its matrix is basically the team members are reporting to functional managers, and then project managers are working with team members. So
no. Listen. That's why I'm trying to confuse. Now, here in the matrix organization can be of three types. Does it given the weak matrix? Does it given a balance, or does it given the strong matrix? Does it given that?
It is
no, right?
Okay.
Now, because it can be in the strong matrix, the project manager have a full control on the resources. Here, the scenario says he has a limited control over them. And they are direct.
Right. It can be also functional way. In projected way, the project manager will have full control over the team members. So projects option B is out. So option C is functional organization, where the project manager is very limited, whereas functional managers drive the things, right? So in the matrix,
that is where. Now don't confuse it. And that's what I'm trying to. In matrix, if it is a weak matrix, it's very suitable. It is the best suitable. But it is giving matrix organization. It can be you can't fit. If it is a strong matrix, is this scenario fit there? It doesn't fit there.
Yeah, it doesn't.
Right. So the best thing is functional organization. You get my point? Because in the functional organization, resources they report to their respective manager also, and they have limited control. They have limited control, low control there. So if you see the functional organization, the diagram, there's a comparison was there, right? They have little or none. Means they have limited control on that. So that is where it fits. That's why I said don't confuse. Read the question. That is why this first type of question will be coming. Because there they are confusing it. Matrix organization. People say, it's a weak matrix. You are assuming that. But in this weak matrix, within you have three types. So weak matrix doesn't satisfy this criteria. Criteria is a functional organization. And if here it is given a weak matrix and functional manager both, then here the weak matrix is the best fit to this scenario. You get my point?
Yeah, that's what I mentioned. Functional organization works like, it's kind of project manager doesn't drive, functional managers drive, right? My understanding is like that. So in matrix organization only where the weak and functional are more or less similar, where then balanced and strong or little kind of have more authority. Right?
If they would given a weak here, it's a very fit, but they have not given. They have given matrix. So we don't know. We can't assume it is a balance or strong. We can't assume it, right?
Oh, okay. Fine.
You get my point? To confuse you.
Yeah, I understand.
So be careful. Okay.
Okay.
You have just started a new position as a project manager with your new company. Upon starting your job, you are informed by the line manager that all budgetary decisions rest with her, and that all the key project decisions will be with her responsibility as well. Most likely, PMI would say you are functioning as a project manager, project coordinator, functional, what you are working as. Can you read the question carefully and say what is the answer?
Yeah. It's project coordinator.
Perfect. Because everything lies with her. She's taking decisions. She's taking budget decisions, resource and everything. When you are working as a coordinator only, you are, right?
Yeah.
Good. That's a good.
So that means only in project coordinator reports to the what is called the project
Function manager.
Function
Okay.
manager, right? Whether it's called a
Right.
project coordinator or it's called a project manager. There is one slide which is called project coordinator. There is a little bit.
Yeah. So I'll
By
show you.
the
Okay. So
left
no,
is
I'll show
called
you. Yeah. So here, in the strong matrix, they are not. They are basically they are reporting to the. Here they are called as project manager. Okay. See, but in this case, balance material project manager report to the. They are called as project coordinator here. They will be this project manager is called as a project coordinator. Oh, sorry, in weak matrix. Yeah. Here they are called as a project coordinator. Yeah. In balanced matrix, they are also called as a project manager.
Okay. What are
See,
titles?
whenever project manager, works part time, then it is a coordinator. They just coordinate it. When they work full time, then they are working as a project manager. That's a very much clear.
Title may be whatever they are, but according to PMI, it's project coordination.
Yeah, it's a coordinator. Yeah, title can be anything. But the PMI they consider this is a project coordinator, right?
Okay.
Good. That's good. That's good. Okay. Thank you. So, any question, let me know.
No, it's pretty good.